Hello, hello. So, you are a small business. You've been running Google local service ads. You've probably been running pay-per-click ads, Facebook, Instagram, all of the things, right? And so you probably have a huge database of leads that, if we're being honest, probably anywhere from 60 to 70%, if not more, of that database has gone cold, right? You've allowed them to simply go to sleep. But it's time to wakey wakey. Now, this is our database reactivation ROI calculator. And so this is going to give you an idea of how much your database is actually worth. All right. So let's go ahead and jump in. So let's go ahead and put in our first number here. Let's say that you have a customer list size of, let's say, 10,000 leads. All right. Now, the expected reactivation rate can vary anywhere from 5 to 10% on the low end, okay? Just depending on how new or how old those potential contacts are. So we'll just put in 5 just for kicks and giggles, all right? And so next, let's say, what is your average value of a booking, right? What is the average value that a customer brings to your small business? Let's just put in 1,000 just to keep numbers simple. You can see just by putting in these 3 bits of information, we can see that if you were to run a database reactivation campaign, now, quick timeout. Now, when it comes to database reactivation campaigns, this is not something that you have to run every single month. So this is not an expense for this campaign that you have to see every single month. We've seen great success with small businesses who run these campaigns maybe every 3 to 4 months and sometimes even every 6 months. Okay. And so again, the goal of this is to simply wake up those leads, right, that have really just gone to sleep, right? They could have been in a car line waiting to pick their kids up from school and they just didn't have time to answer the phone when you initially reached out to them. These could have been leads that could have been going through health issues and personal, loss and different things in life that eventually when you first started reaching out to them, right, to try to convert them into a paying client, there's a million and one reasons why maybe you were unable to connect with them then and get them scheduled or get them turned into a paying client. And that's okay. But that is why we have database reactivation campaigns for those specific reasons. So for this particular example, if we had a list size of 10,000 potential clients to work with, if we were to only reactivate, right? If we were only able to wake up 5% of those leads at an average customer value of $1,000 each, your small business could be looking at an expected revenue of $500,000. Yep, I'm going to let you sit there and think about that for a moment. Only 5%. So imagine when we're seeing 10, 15, 20 plus percent on these reactivation campaigns. And as a small business, you've already spent the money to bring these leads in. So why not go an extra step to try to reactivate them? And this is simply to complement the existing marketing practices that you already have in place. This is not to come in and say, hey, get rid of your of your internal marketing team. That's not what this is about. This is because we know that there are small businesses. And to be honest, you cannot effectively or efficiently follow up with every single lead that you've ever had, plus nurture and serve the new leads that come into your business every single day. You just can't. All right. And so these reactivation campaigns are perfect. They're the great way to, again, complement what you already have. So if you are a business and you have some paid marketing strategies already going, this is going to be perfect for you because you already have the leads, but if you were not able to convert them, look at what just a 5% conversion or reactivation rate would bring to your business. And so you're looking at $500,000 at a minimum. Again, just depending on the size of your list and the average customer value. So now you're like, okay, well, what do you get out of this? Yes, there's a setup fee of $350. $350 to bring in half a million, I'd say I'd say that's a really good investment. So you're right. We don't only charge $350, but that is to get us set up. And during the time that we are running that campaign, yes, you do not have to worry about any phone usage charges, any SMS usage charges, no email charges. We're taking care of all of that. Okay. And we're not charging you extra usage just to get this campaign going. All right. Now, we do ask for a 50% revenue share. Now, you may ask, why would a small business want to give up 50%, right, of the revenue that they bring in? They're the business's leads already. And one might say that you are correct. But again, if we had allowed this 5% of leads to continue to sleep, this is revenue that the business would not have had. And again, these leads are typically 60, 90 days and older, right? So small businesses, again, just don't have time to go back and to re-engage with these leads. And so we do it with AI-powered marketing tools and strategies, right? That help to bring them this money that again, they weren't expecting to bring in anyway. Because on average, most businesses are probably seeing about a 20% conversion on the leads that they bring in anyway. All right. So yes, we do charge 50% of the revenue that's brought in during this campaign, but that's paid when you bring the money in, right? So when you make money, we make money. All right. And so, yes, so in this particular example, you'd be looking at a potential net ROI of $249,650. That's basically taking that expected